How does Mr. Pabani? On 3, 2, 1. All right. Hi, it's Mr. Arbizu. Today, in the lovely land of Armio, we are going to work on lesson 3.2 of the math skills practice book. What is it about? It's about the standard form of linear equation. What is that standard form? Well, it's things of the form ax plus by equals c, where a, b, and c, they're just real numbers. Typically, we don't like a to be negative. Typically, we don't like fractions. But if you do that, it's all right. It's a good start. Let's begin. All right, beautiful babies. Let's see. We're working on section 3.2. Again, that's 3.2. Let me scoot it down. 3.2 of the skills. It's kind of easy. Let's do this. Number 1's already done. You can figure that out. Let's go to number 2. It says a photo printing website sells 8x10 prints for $4.99 and 3x5 prints for $1.99. So they want me to define a variable. All right, what's bigger, 8x10 pictures or 3x5? These are bigger. I'm going to call this B. And these are smaller. I'm going to call this S for smaller. So what does B represent? It's the number of big pictures, the number of 8x10s. What does S represent? It's the number of 3x5s. Number of 3x5s. All right, what do they want me to do? Write an expression to represent the total amount the website can earn selling these pictures. I got you. If I sell each 8x10 for $4.99, I'm going to take $4.99 and I'm going to multiply that by B. And then I'm going to add to that the revenue I make for selling the small pictures, which is $1.99 multiplied by S, where S is the number of 3x5s. That's it, man. This is easy. And that is kind of like the standard form of a linear equation. It's not an equation, it's an expression because it doesn't have the equal sign. Let's look at number 3 because this is kind of easy. Number 3, a movie theater sells tickets for matinee showings for $7 and evening showings for $10.50. I'm going to call this, the one that's worth $7, I'm going to call it M. What is that for? It's the number of matinee. I think that's French. Matinee. No, don't do that, man. That's stereotype. Matinee tickets. The evening tickets, I'm going to call it E. Evening tickets. So how much revenue does this theater make? Let me see. Write an expression that represents the total amount the theater can earn selling tickets. That's revenue. It's not profit. What's the difference? Ask an economist. Let me see. The amount of money that we're making for matinee tickets, it's $7. So I'm going to take 7 and multiply it by M. And then I'm going to add to that the quantity that I'm making for selling evening tickets, which is 10.5 or $10.50. And I'm going to multiply that by E. Another way you could write this is simply 7M plus 10.5E. It doesn't matter. Either or is good. That's it for those. Let's go on to the back side. Where they want us to, number 8, let me see. They want me to define variables and write an equation. So this is just a little bit different. How different? Not too much. Check this out. A bakery, what does it sell? It sells some bagels and muffins. I love it. B is for bagels. Number of bagels. Number of bagels, what? Consumed? No, sold. Number of bagels. And I'll write that sold. What's M? M is the muffin. Number of muffins I'm selling. Muffins. What happened? The cursive happened. Let's not do that. The bakery hopes to earn $400. That's not how much I'm selling each thing for. That's what we want our revenue function to be equal to. So check this out. My revenue function, what is it? I'm going to take the 85 cents or 0.85 and multiply that by B. This is going to represent the revenue for selling B muffins, or I'm sorry, B bagels. And I'm going to add to that $1.10 multiplied by M. That's going to represent the revenue that I've made for selling muffins. This is the total revenue. What do I want the total revenue be equal to? I want it to be equal to 400. That's it, friends, man. This is easy. They wanted to write an equation that represents the total amount or the revenue the bakery would make or would like to earn. So their revenue, they want it equal to 400 because they want to sell $400 worth of stuff. Let's go number 9. Farmers market sells oranges for 70. You guys already know what I'm doing. Oh, no, wait a minute. Is O good for a good variable for oranges? I mean, if I write O, someone is going to say that's a 0. I'm not going to use that. All right, so this is what I am going to use. N, what for? Naranjas. Say that, naranjas. What is that? Oranges in Spanish. So let me see. N is going to be what? It's going to be the number of oranges. I think that's better, man. If I use O, it's not happy. N is equal to the number of oranges or naranjas. P, it's going to represent the number of peaches. I don't know what peaches is in Spanish. My bad. Let me see. All right, so I want to write a revenue function for the number of peaches and oranges that I'm selling. So oranges, I'm selling them for 79 cents. I sell each one for 79. If I have N peaches, the revenue is going to be 0.79 times N. I'm just going to put an N. Just wait a minute. I got to keep it capitalized because I use a capital N over here. And I'm going to add to that the revenue for peaches, which is $1.05 times P. I want the total revenue to be equal to, let me see, the farmer's market hopes to earn $3.25 each day. I want the total revenue to be equal to $325. That's the answer. I'm going to write it a little bit better because this is ugly. 0.79 times naranjas plus 1.05 times peaches equals 325. All right. Learn a new language. Let me see. We're going to skip. Oh, man, we're going to do number 14. So in order to do that, we got to read this stuff. It says, the Basketball Booster Club runs a concession stand during a weekend tournament. They sell hamburgers for $2.50 and hot dogs for $1.50. What am I going to use for hamburgers? H. H is the number of hamburgers. Number O hamburgers. What am I going to use for hot dogs? Could I use H? No, man. It's already predefined as a number of hamburgers. So I'm going to use D for hot dogs. D is going to represent the number of hot dogs that I'm selling. Number of hot dogs. Don't eat, well, hot dogs are good. So I'm going to use these variables. And let me see, they're selling hamburgers for $2.50 and hot dogs for $1.50. So I'm going to be using this a lot. I'm going to use 2.5H plus 1.5D to solve problems. I'm going to do problems number 14 and 15. I got to remember this. I know how. Watch this. Man, I should have gone into engineering school. They just come up with solutions. And I know that you guys aren't going to see this. But, wait, which number? Oh, man, I just made a worse problem. Well, as I said, I got solutions. Check this out. There's the material that I need. I need you guys to be able to see this. And I'm going to use that to solve number 14. There we go. Nothing but solutions. Man, it's easy. I don't see any problem. All right. If the Boosters Club sells 420 dude, that's a lot of hot dogs. If the Booster Club sells 420 hot dogs during the tournament, how many hamburgers must they sell to reach their goal? What the heck is their goal? I guess man, I got a problem. Oh, I got it. Look, on the other side of the paper, they hope to earn $900. So their goal is they always want, let me write that down. Goal is $900. Goal equals 900 what? Not chickens, dollars. All right. So I fixed my problems. Now I've got solutions. All right, going back. OneTake. Whoop. Okay. If the Booster Club sells 420 hot dogs during the tournament, how many hamburgers must they sell in order to reach their goal? Check it out. This represents the revenue. So I want 2.5H plus 1.5D. I want it to be equal to $900. I want that. But they're telling me, well, what happens if I sell 420 hot dogs? Am I going to replace H with 420 or D with 420? D represents a hot dog. So I'm going to put 240 there. I still have 2.5H plus 1.5D, where D is now 420. That's equal to 900. Let's see. I need to solve this. I need to solve for H. So I'm going to rewrite this expression. Man, I don't know. Oh, I know what that is. If I add 210, let me see, 1.5 times 420, that's 0 there, a 3 there, and a 6 there. It's 630. That's equal to 900. And then I still got this 2.5H. How do I solve this? I'm going to start by subtracting 630 on this side and subtracting 630 on this side. What do I get? I get 2.5H, because the 630s kind of gets eliminated. And then on this side, I got 900 minus 630. What is that? That's 0. It's that. Okay. So now I have 2.5H equals 270. How do I figure out the number of hamburgers? Well, I need to divide each side by 2.5. So I end up with this as my answer. The number of hamburgers has to be equal to 270 divided by 2.5. And I know what you're saying. You would never go to McDonald's and say, fool, I need 270 divided by 2.5 hamburgers. Why wouldn't you say that? It's not the way that we speak. So what do I need to do? I need to simplify my result. And you could use a calculator. I don't believe in them. I'm going to do this. 2.5 divided by 270. It's not that I don't believe. I mean, they still exist, but I just prefer not to. Why not, Mr. Arbizu? Well, I like exercising my brains. So I'm going to take 2.5 and divide it by 270. Well, what I do? I use some long division. I move this decimal over 1. I move this decimal over 1. So let me see. How many times does 25 go into 27? Once. Put the 25 there, put a 2, and carry down to 0. How many times does 25 go into 20? No whole times. 0 times 25 is 0. Bring this down, I get 20 and a 0. I know this. 25 times 8 is 200. So that means that the remainder is 0. This number, 270 divided by 2.5, it's the same thing as 108. What does that mean? If they sell 420 hot dogs, I got to sell 108 hamburgers to meet the goal. Let's go on to number 15. Man, I got the sniffles. Still, this is what I know. H, it's the number of hamburgers. D is the number of hot dogs. And I've got this expression. I want to set it equal to 900. So I'm going to start by writing that. I got 2.5H plus 1.5D equals 900. It says if the Booster Club sells 0 hot dogs, sometimes that's kind of smart. Maybe it's easier to make well, who cares? I don't know. I need to let what be 0, H or D? Well, I let D be equal to the number of hot dogs. That means I want the D to be 0. So I'm going to have 2.5H plus 1.5 times 0 equals 900. What's 1.5 times 0? Man, that's 1.5. Wait, it's 0. So I get this. 2.5H plus 0, that's just 2.5H. Now, in order to solve for the number of hamburgers, I need to divide each side of this expression by 2.5. Man, same thing's going to happen. I'm going to have to use some long division. If you guys want to use a calculator, that's fine. But, again, I don't do it. And I know how to do this stuff really well, but I don't do it. I always like to practice stuff because it's going to help me with this particular skill called number sense, number theory. There's shortcuts that I could find in doing this. Here's one shortcut. Check this out. You know what? I don't know a shortcut. I'm going to do this. 900 divided by 2.5, that's equal to 9,000 divided by 25. That's a shortcut. You would do the same thing if you were writing this like this. I got 25, and I got to see how many times it goes into 9,000. All right. 25, how many times does it go into 90? Thrice. What is thrice? 3 times, man. 25 times 3 is 75. I subtract, I get 15, carry a 0. How many times does 25 go into 150? That's 6. I got the answer, man, because 6 times 25, that's 150. Get a remainder of 0, bring down that 0. 25 times what is 0? 0. So I got it. The remainder is 0. So what does this mean? 900 divided by 2.5, that's the same thing as 360. This tells us how many hamburgers I need to sell in order to satisfy the $900 requirement for this club. So the number of hamburgers is 360. We got like 4 more problems that I want to do with you. They all involve graphing. Here we go, right here. Does that look good? Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I'm going to look at number 20 and 21. It says determine the x-intercept and the y-intercept for each equation. Some of you guys are going to take this and you're going to muddy it up and you're going to, I don't know, man. You always, I have a problem when students always write this in y equals mx plus b form. You don't have to do that. What's the x-intercept? The x-intercept is the point or points that have an x value of, I don't know, but the y value is 0. So I know that the y coordinate is 0, but I don't know what the x coordinate is. Well, that's easy. Let me see. If the y is 0, then 15x plus 3 times 0 equals 270. What's 3 times 0? That's 0. What's 15x plus 0? It's just 15x. So let me see. I'm trying to figure out what corresponding x value I get when the y is 0. So I'm going to divide each side of this equation by 15, and I get x is 270 divided by 15. You know what? If I take, this number is close to 300. I know that 15 times 2 is 30, so that means 15 times 20 is 300. This is 30 less, so that means that this has to be 28. Again, you do not develop this type of mathematics simply by plugging in stuff into a calculator. I'm going to check it. How? I could either take 15 and see how many times it goes into 270, or I could do 15 times 28. I'm going to do that, 15 times 28, because multiplication is usually easier. 5 and 8, that's 0, carry that, that's 120, 0, 0, and carry a 1. Wait a minute. Dude, I was just talking like I was a beast, and I messed up. This is 18. I'm glad I messed up. Yeah. I went crazy. Let me see. That's all bad then. Let me check. 15 times 18. Oh, man. 5 and that, 0, carry 4. That's 12, 0, 5, and 1. Oh, man, 0, 7. Yay, I got it. So that means x is 18 when y is 0. So my x-intercept is the point 18, comma, 0. How do you find the y-intercept? The y-intercept, it's the place on the graph, or the places, in which the x-coordinate is 0. So I'm going to let the x be 0, and I'm going to find out what the y value is. Again, the equation is 15x plus 3y equals 270. This time I'm going to let x be 0. So I have 15 times 0 plus 3y equals 270. It's 15 times 0. 0. What's 0 plus 3y? 3y. I get 3y equals 270. I'm going to take this and divide by 3.